When cat Tima fell asleep, he started to watch the dream immediately. In fact, it was the story which he has been reading before, a snowman and a hare, or a person who had no education. And it continued. And it was such a lovely story because dreams are much better sometimes than what a person can see. And since Tima had that kind of experience, that if he started to think about something before going to bed, then he started seeing it in his dream. And so Cat Tima was very happy to have that kind of dream because even his talks continued and he managed to ask Snowman a few questions. He was surprised why the snowman wanted education so much and why everybody except for the granny had education in the forest. And the grandmother was very weird, but in this dream Tima didn't want to see her because he thought that it's much better to be prepared to meet the grandmother. She was so different from everybody else in the forest. Though he wanted to visit her, there was a trunk with treasures in her hut, and Tima knew about it very well, and he wanted to see what was inside the trunk. He wanted to see each treasure particularly, and even perhaps to touch it. He wanted to discover everything. But meanwhile, he was just watching snow-covered trees and birds which were flying from one tree to another in search of cones. There were lots of cones in the forest. The forest was opulent, full of food, but squirrels and other animals managed to get some provision into their holes. That is why birds were flying so often. But Tima didn't chase them, at least not in this dream.